are in Austria, waiting for our train to Innsbruck. You can notice that trains look a little bit different than in Switzerland.
We will show you the medieval architecture in Innsbruck, spectacular mountains, and Ben contributed to bright shoes. Every country is different, and here you can compare Switzerland and Austria. It is different. By the way, we noticed little sheds are everywhere here. We don't know what it is. Maybe somebody knows why they are here, what they for. But the countryside is very beautiful.
Innsbruck is an interesting city. I'm not sure my reactions to it were the same as others would have been. I think if you take different people to the same city, they sometimes will have different reactions to the entirely same place, and that may be the case here. But my reactions were that Innsbruck was a really beautiful place, dominated by its surroundings. It's in a large valley or series of valleys surrounded by very, very high peaks, and that skyline of mountains and clouds and snow on top of the mountains really dominates the look everywhere you are. The city itself has a very large old section, which is quite interesting, mixed with some new buildings too, such as those that you see here. But we spent most of our time in the old section because it really is an interesting place full of very old and interesting buildings from the medieval and post-medieval period. Innsbruck is not a particularly large city. I think it's about 1 million people. We took a tour bus, but it didn't take very long, and honestly, there weren't that many remarkable sites where the bus stopped along the way. The usual collection of government buildings and artistic centers and theaters and the like. But the real reason to come to Innsbruck, I think, if you're not a skier anyway, is the spectacular mountain scenery, number one, and the old part of the city, number two.
Our hotel located in a very good position. It is a train station right here, you see? And there is an old town. Very interesting place. And our hotel is right here, and the casino is near. Ben is going to gamble tonight. It's what he said. We will see. I need to hide the money.
The weather was not really pleasant. At our first day in Innsbruck, it was very cold and rainy. I just thought that this bus is very long, unusually long. The architecture is really spectacular, really. It is the old part of Innsbruck, old town. Mainly tourists go to this place, to the old town. It reminds me a little bit of St. Petersburg. But I think buildings are more colorful, more cheerful. I don't know. I have not been in St. Petersburg for, I think,
From the wood.
5 years. Maybe it has changed. I don't know. But anyway, it is very interesting, very interesting. And every street looks unique. You want to take pictures everywhere, but it's impossible. This restaurant wants you to come and drink. It says dinosaurs did not drink beer and now they are extinct. Coincidence? You need to think about this. In Innsbruck we saw many interesting and strange stuff, strange groups. There's just, you don't even know what to say, what it is. I think it is a bride. They make her picture, or what is it? I don't know.
While walking around Innsbruck, we ran into this performance group, and I'm not sure actually what they were doing or what you're seeing. I'm still not, and I wasn't that day, and neither was Zena, so just judge for yourself, but we don't exactly know what this was.
Weil du so schön bist, mein Tiroler Land. Halleluja!
But for sure I know what this performance is about. People, Ukrainian people gathered in Old Town to show their support to Ukraine and Ukrainian soldiers. Near the mall, we saw a group of people, girls, and we were curious, what are they doing here? I have never seen, I have never heard about this. It is very, very interesting. And Ben actually participated in this game. Okay, let's see.
Bride, she's the bride. So we are collecting some money for her bride shoes. And we have for the bride shoes. And we have a very special game. A game. And you can win some of these things.
Oh, okay.
This is or Austria, marmalade, or marmalade, handmade marmalade, or some
Sunglasses.
sunglasses, or chocolate,
or Austrian Jägermeister.
marmalade.
Okay.
How much to play the game?
Yeah, how much you want to give us?
Ah,
No
okay.
problem.
Oh, even hats.
This is homemade things. But only euros.
Du Julia, das Gelb ist so gut. Brauchen wir Ping-Pong-Bälle?
Yes, perfect. Aber erst 1 Euro, gell? Was? 1 Euro, oder?
Ja.
Also 1 Euro.
Ja. So, do you know beer ping ball? No. So, ping pong is.
Ping pong, ping pong.
Then you have to put it here and then.
Ah, I see. I see. Like beer pong.
Yeah,
Yeah, beer pong.
beer pong. So, if it's inside, you get a present. Okay? Yeah. See? Yeah. Oh, thank you. Okay. So, down.
Ja, men let's click through and it's
Okay.
for the master.
Okay.
Kan jeg prøve at
Gehen wir mit 6 oder
Have a
was?
nice wedding. You can let me do it again.
No.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Congratulations. Outside the Havana restaurant, which is Cuban food from a country that the United States does not recognize as being a legitimate government, you will find a cigarette machine. They don't exist in the U.S. anymore, but you find one here. It has a Cuban flag on it, and almost all of the brands in the machine are American.
You can buy it if you want. They don't ask about your age. You have to pay to go to the toilet in the mall. 50 cents. And it is probably for kids. If you fit over here, if you fit in this place, you can go free.
Like Ben said, we took a hop-on, hop-off bus in Innsbruck, and on the bridge we passed a bronze sculpture of the crucified Christ.
It is just beautiful. It is the morning. We are leaving Innsbruck, and look how beautiful it is around.
You know what I'm amazed by is how different the mountains look in different lights, different times of day.
Probably it will be a great day today, but we are leaving. We are going to Ljubljana, Serbia, Slovenia. Hello everybody, we are in the train and we are on our way to Ljubljana, and they told us to put mask on. And by the way, as today, they did not let us get in the supermarket because we didn't have mask. Ben was hungry, angry, but they didn't pay any attention.
And it's all in German.
So, we will see you in Ljubljana.
Okay, next time we will see you in Ljubljana, Slovenia. I hope you liked our video, and goodbye!
No, honey.